Well, hello, everyone. I'm thrilled to be able to continue our series of Latinx artists here and now. And it is a great pleasure to be speaking with the amazing soprano, Cecilia López. So thank you, Cecilia, for joining us.
Of course, my pleasure.
So Cecilia, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, and specifically, how did you get connected to opera?
So I was born and raised in a small town in Idaho called Rupert. Both of my parents were immigrants. They worked on farms, and so I grew up in that little town, working out in the fields with my mom, especially in the summers. We worked a lot in the beet fields, and in those beet fields, Hector, was where my mom is the one who instilled the love of music in me, because it was me and my older brother. We were out in el betabel, en la remolacha, hoeing beets, and just those days, because we would be there from the morning till like around 4 or 5, and it was the long days. But Mom made long hours kind of shortened with the music that she taught me, and porque they were all the música ranchera, all of the old songs that she grew up listening to, that my grandmother taught her. So all of the Pedro Infante songs, Miguel Aceves Mejia, Jose Alfredo Jimenez, you name it, all of those are like, that's how I grew up. It's all that music that my mom, and both my father también, he listened to that music, but that's what it was, and it was everything I learned. I learned how to harmonize by singing, by training my ear. It was my mom. She would say, okay, you sing the melody and I'll sing the melody or the harmony above.
Before you got to college, had you had any training as a singer? No.
Nada, not classically trained. No, it was all mariachi.
So then sort of midway through your finishing your degree, you decided that you wanted to become an opera singer. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was 2 years into my music ed degree that I said, after I saw La Boheme, I walked out of the theater and thought, that is what I want to do.
Now, tell me about your time. I think you spent some time in New York, yes?
Yeah, well, on and off. I've had, so my first, my New York City debut was singing the gigantic role of Violetta in La Traviata, and from there, that was shortly after my residency at Opera San Jose, and that just kind of catapulted my career, because I had got so much exposure there in New York City, and then it's singing Violetta is like one of the top 5 roles, soprano roles, that are done frequently, well, except for now.
Oh. A very difficult role. As I understand, I'm not a singer, I hire singers, but I find that it takes a number of years for an artist to feel comfortable even singing that role, because it is a big, vocally, not only just dramatically, it is a big role.
It's a big role.
What was that like for you, your first time performing it in a professional production?
First of all, it was a pinch me moment, one. But it was like, because by then it was 2014, and I was constantly listening to other sopranos like Anna Moffo, my teacher Diana Soviero. I mean, these were big Violetta shoes to fill, and so I wanted to even a little bit be able to portray the character like they did. So I felt like, I had all these sopranos from back then just kind of watching over me and hopefully helping me. But it was very intimidating, for sure, because singing that role and in New York City, I mean, it's no secret that, you know, as being artists, we get reviewed, and, you know, some people like us, some people don't.
Yeah.
And but that particular production, I had a lot of people liked me, a lot of reviewers, a lot of important
You,
reviewers.
now you've sung some of Daniel Catan's music.
Hmm.
Yes. So what is it like for you to be able to sing in Spanish?
Oh, it's like,
I mean, the difference
like
between singing in German or Italian or French. Or,
the emotion, the connection to I mean, because, like, for example, Il Postino, oh, one of my, it's beautifully written, and it's so gorgeous, the words and everything. It's just easier for me being a Spanish speaking person, or cantante, soprano, that the words and the emotions that Maestro Catan wanted, I feel like they're easier to tap into. You know, there's no barrier whatsoever. And it's beautiful. I love his music. It's like a lot of people compare him to Puccini.
now, tell me about, and there's a larger question. Tell me about your work um, in the, if you've worked with the community in terms of, you know, how you're inspiring other artists, you know. Um,
There, so I think, I mean,
Let me phrase this another way. Can I phrase it another way? Um,
sure.
what do you feel your role is as a Latina and a Latinx artist, a person of color, in terms of, you know, inspiring other people to decide to become, to go into this, you know, this world of the arts?
You know, I feel like, I mean, I wake up in the morning and I see see myself in the mirror and go, it's just Cecilia. I'm never, you know, I'm just, for myself, I identify always as that little girl hoeing beats out with my mom. But I've been engaged to be keynote speakers for organizations like the Idaho Latino Scholarship Foundation. I went to the state of California Department of Education, engaged me to be a speaker for the migrant parents. Um, and then I received a resolution from the Idaho State Senate, basically honoring me, my life as an Idahoan, and my works in opera. And it's just, I don't know, I get all these opportunities. It's just very, very humbling, for one, because I truly feel like I'm just, you know, I'm still learning and trying to to, you know, to work really, because I love what I do. But just to see Hector, like, I was just in Colorado, and I spoke for the children of El Sistema, and to be able to sing arias like Un Bel Dì, and to get this close to a little child's face, and to see their eyes just, you know, they're looking up at you like you're a superhero. And it's what a responsibility, really. You know, it's very humbling, but at the same time, I'm like, you know, if I can move someone or inspire someone to want to be something, to want to be someone, like, why not, you know? And so it's just any time that I get an opportunity to share my story, and or someone's willing to listen, you know, I'll do it.
Yeah. Well, I think, you know, I'll share this with you. When I was starting to write opera, and I was looking for singers, Latinx artists, you never see them on stage. And it's wonderful to see, you know, you and Daniel Montenegro and other artists, you know, doing, you know, some of the traditional repertoire, and singing works by other, you know, by, you know, Latinx composers. I mean, it's, and also I'm sure, because I've seen it in some of my work, is when you have a Latina opera singer singing, you know, for the community, you know, with the kids, you know, and they've never heard opera, and you are really, you're opening that possibility, that dream for them. So that's
Yeah.
wonderful, doing work like that in the community. And it's wonderful that you've done so well in the opera world. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. As my mom likes to say, whenever people ask her about, you know, because Idaho, where I grew up, is a small town, and they ask, like, well, are you proud of Cecilia? She's this opera star. And my mom's like, pues es la misma, she's the same. Like, I'm proud of her regardless, but yeah, whenever she comes home, she's just my daughter. So, but yeah, it's, I don't know. I love what I do, and I love being able to, reach out to people and inspire others. But, I will never, ever forget my upbringing and just those humble roots, really, because that's who I am deep down inside, no matter how fancy my costumes are on stage.
So we're probably bring this to a close, but it is
Okay.
joy, Cecilia. Are there any last words that you want to share for anyone who is dreaming of being an opera singer or an opera artist? What words of wisdom might you share with them?
Words of wisdom, something I always share is practice makes better. Never perfect. Practice makes better. And hard work always pays off, no matter. It's just the patience. You have to be very, very patient, but eventually you reap what you sow. And so if anyone is, has a dream of becoming a storyteller on stage, of whether it's classical or whatever, just, you have to work for it, and work for it hard, like in anything. And you just have to keep on going and not let go of that dream too.
Well, thank you again. Thank you again. And congratulations on all your success.
Thank you.
So thank you again for joining us with this wonderful video interview with the amazing Cecilia Lopez. And we'll be posting more of these videos in the coming months. So thank you so much.